Today I'm going to be talking about my Remodels 231K. It's a PLM Pacific Frech Loco, and it's beautiful, and I thought you'd like to see it. It was given to me by a friend of mine, and I thought I'd share it with you. As with most Continental models, it's beautifully packaged. It comes in a decent box that does actually protect it, unlike a lot of the English models. It has a nice plastic insert. I tend to find that sometimes these break along the top and the bottom, but it's the best box there is. And there she is. Also in the box there's a packet full of steps and various other bits and pieces. I haven't put these on yet, but I'm going to get around to it at some stage. As it comes, the model's designed to go round, I think, 2-foot radius curves. There are extra steps and various other bits that you can fit to the front, and also there's some pipework around here. But once you've done that, obviously, you're going to not have it going around 2-foot radius curves. Also a spanner for the crank pin screw, and I think there's a few other springs and a couple of other bits and pieces in here as well. Also in the box, you get a full history of the locomotive, which is perfect if you can read French. I can't. You get a maintenance manual for a model railway engine. I've never seen that before. Occasionally you get an exploded diagram, but this is a full maintenance manual. And also, this is a full DCC locomotive. You get sound, and there's synchronized smoke and something really cool later I'll show you. But it does mean that you get a full user manual of the decoder in various languages. The model itself is by far the best detailed, ready-to-run model I've ever seen in my life. It's just fantastic. Starting at the front, they've even picked up on the fact that one of the buffers is flat on French engines as well, which I like. I believe the boiler is die-cast on this model, which gives it a nice bit of weight. A lot of the pipework is metal. Something about French engines that I'm not sure I like is just the sheer amount of pipework around the boiler. I like those English engines with the nice clean lines. I think they're... but this is fantastic. Coming a bit further back to the cab, I've never really had a look in the cab until now, but it's beautifully detailed. And something I've just seen is it even has the door, and it still works. Fantastic. And obviously, driver and fireman. A detail I do like is this plate here, between the cab and the tender. I'm guessing it was to protect the driver and fireman from overhead cables, but on this model it's a beautiful piece of etched brass. Coming further back, all of the stanchions around the tender and the steps are just perfect. You can't ask for more than that. Looking further down, all of the running gears is exactly as you'd expect. The wheels are RP25 profile. Something to be aware of on this model is that although they've gone for NEM coupler pockets, they are not the traditional ones. They're a new design, and I've never seen them before. But something to be aware of is that KDs, which are my standard coupler of choice, are not available with this new herringbone pattern NEM coupler pocket. So let's put her on the track, see how it goes. I think the spring is quite strong underneath the front bogie, and the result is that the loco isn't quite balanced as well as it should be, I think. It works perfectly well, but occasionally, especially if it's going over a hump of any description, it tends to lift up the front wheels on the tender. I'm told that it'll run on DC and DCC. I run everything on DCC. I kind of think that running things on DC puts an extra strain on the decoder. And when you think this is a lock sound decoder, just the decoder itself is probably £150. That's a lot of money to be pumping DC current through. And yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. I'm running it on an NCE power cap. Everything is just beautifully smooth. It's exactly as you'd expect from a Continental model. Something I mentioned earlier is that this model comes with full sound and smoke. Stop. Another thing to be aware of is that it doesn't come with the smoke oil. You have to buy this separately, and it costs about a tenner. Don't try and use other smoke oils in this decoder. The Soothe smoke oil is much thicker, and the decoder will not like it. They're not all the same. The instruction manual says it takes 5mm. I found that a little on the thin side. I think if you put 5mm in there, it will last about 3 or 4 minutes. It needs just a little bit more than that. I don't really know what's going on inside there, but I'm guessing that the heating coil is just fairly high up in the reservoir. And it takes about 30 seconds to warm up. It has a small fan inside which, apart from when it's driving one way, it's giving you the chuffs. But if it reverses, it's actually drawing smoke back out through the cylinders, and it's that gives the really cool blowout from the bottom of the cylinders. I'll see if I can get it to do it. This was a passenger engine, so a typical express would be about 10-12 passenger coaches. I'm very fortunate that I've got a set of Rivarossi CIWL coaches that I'm going to run behind it. And that's my new remodels 231K.